And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, which is a game that has a lot of very cool games. But today I don't want to focus on a cool game. I want to focus on most likely the worst Street Fighter game ever, which is ironically the first one, Street Fighter. Well, some people call it Street Fighter 1 to differentiate. But yes, I want to play this game just because I feel like playing it, not for any other reason. To make things spicier, I want to play it on the hardest difficulty, which apparently it's 4. It's weird because most arcade games of the time had the hardest difficulty on 8, but this thing goes from 1 to 4, it doesn't have more than that. So I will just leave it there. So let's get into it. This game is bad, but it's not as hard as it might seem at first glance, because of one very specific reason, which is that the inputs in this game work in a very specific way. Which is, it's a little bit hard to explain, but basically you have to hold a button, do the motion, and then release the button. Because the special attacks in this game are super important. Notice that if this guy gets in my... yeah, like that. That sort of shit, you can see that it deals 1/3 of the hell bar and he's dead. That's what you're supposed to do. Problem is that even knowing about that trick, it's still hard to input it consistently. Because, I mean, the game is shit no matter how you look at it. So, doing anything in this game is hard. Playing the game is hard. You know? You can also just spam normal punches on the first enemies because they are not really that big of a deal. But the problem is that that's not gonna work on the later enemies. I'm not sure what he says. Dragon Fire or something like that. But yeah. The defeated portraits here can be a little bit brutal. But it's okay, don't worry about those. They are fine. They are 100% fine. They are just acting, they are paid actors, don't worry about it. This guy, I find it funny that this guy has all this fancy shit and probably has the lowest damage in the game. Though the reason why he has the lowest damage in the game is because he always hits you. Even when you're blocking, it will deal normal damage. So, yeah. Oh, you can... I didn't know you could return the shurikens. Well, return. I mean, intercept. But yeah. That's a little bit weird. I feel like if I punch a shuriken that is flying at me, it's probably gonna hurt. Ryu doesn't seem to care, though. Because, you know, he's just built different. This guy's gonna end up... oh, it's gonna end up timing up, huh? For some reason the default time is very short. It says 100, but those are not seconds, very clearly. The description says that the game actually has 30 seconds of round time. I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe it. Because it's definitely something that goes very fast. Anyways, this guy is done too. It's also interesting to see how most of these guys never appear again in any other Street Fighter game. Oh, there's also a bonus game, but it's a little bit silly. I don't really understand what you're supposed to do. Or actually what button you're supposed to press. But it doesn't matter, it's just a shitty bonus game. Well, then again, the whole game is shit, but you get the point. We're going to the USA. Oh, this guy is a little bit more aggressive than the other two. So instead of doing the fireball, doing the Tatsumaki is probably a better idea. Because this guy really is constantly on your ass. It's better to try doing Tatsumaki. Well, obviously here it's translated. He calls it Hurricane Kick. But yeah, it's the same concept. Same shit. Alright. These guys are not that big of a deal. The problem comes later. So these guys can also be a problem. Because I mean, the AI doesn't really... It's not very consistent. Like sometimes they will constantly attack you and some other times they will just... wait for you to attack. It's not consistent at all. One more. Uh-oh. A little kick. Alright. You almost got me though. But yeah. I wasn't expecting beating the first opponents that fast, I gotta say. But yeah, these are not a problem. What comes afterwards will be a problem. I like that they put Mount Rushmore. More importantly, the fact that for some reason these two guys agreed on fighting in the middle of nowhere. Just because Mount Rushmore is on the background. You know, it's just one aesthetic fight. It's just want to have a very aesthetic fight. The practicity doesn't matter. Anyways, he's dead. This guy, Mike, well, Mike was his name, right? Just doesn't attack you very often if you don't approach him. This bonus game was nice. Well, that one at least was easy. I like that it has different bonus games. Well, so did Street Fighter 2. So we're going to China. Oh, one of the characters here actually makes a comeback. Not this one though. This Lee guy, no, doesn't exist. Oh, damn, this guy is aggressive, okay. I basically don't remember anything from this stage onward, so this will probably require some attempts. I really don't remember. Nice. Nothing that a couple of fireballs cannot solve, though. If you're struggling, just fireball your way through it. No problem. Alright. If you see me throw a random punch... Oh, wow, speaking of random. Didn't mean to do that. Nice. Alright. Didn't mean to do that Shoryuken. Doing a Shoryuken in this game is, well, harder than it usually is. So yeah, that was an accident. So this is one of the only characters in this game that actually comes back on later games. Again, he comes back in Street Fighter 2 Alpha. No, sorry, Street Fighter Alpha 2. My bad. I don't know why I said 2 first. It would have been cool to see this guy in Street Fighter 2. But no, he comes in Alpha 2. And then in Street Fighter 4 as well. Nice. Yeah, keep doing those fancy poses, old man. I'm sure that one of them is gonna work. Surely. Alright. When he decides to be aggressive, It's messed up. Alright, this is some very fast progress. It really is quite fast. It's all about knowing the trick. Once you know the trick, I'd like to know the trick of this minigame though. Well, the trick is basically having the timing bar all the way to the right. It's just that it's hard to react to it. England. There is another character here that, well, actually two. Birdie is one of them. Birdie makes a comeback on Street Fighter Alpha 2 as well. And Street Fighter 5. So they didn't discard this guy. They didn't discard him, I guess because he fits the punk aesthetic very well. Like, this guy is just a punk, and that's it. When you think about it, in Street Fighter 2, I don't know if there are many characters that you could look and be like, this guy is a punk. You have martial artists, but you don't really have random... Oh! That's a tie. Double KO. So no one wins on a double KO. Damn it. That's a shame. Okay, this guy is on your ass a lot as well. Wait, what? Well, but you didn't win the previous one. Damn, what a scam. Can't believe I got scam. Damn. I read something like that the game scams you because it feels like scamming you. You know? Like the game just feels like if you tie by round 3, if you haven't won, the enemy will win. It just feels like doing it. But the real answer is because the game was pretty primitive, so it didn't know how to handle, like, you know, a player taking their sweet time on a machine. Hey Kyle, how is it going? You came right in time to see Birdie die. Mr. Birdie is gone. But he will come back on Alpha 2, don't worry about it. And speaking of coming back, Eagle. Eagle only comes back on Alpha 3. Though I think only a specific version of Alpha 3. I don't know if he's in the arcade version. I think he's in one of the console ports. It's a shame because he has a very cool design, but he doesn't come back. Aside from that game, I mean. It happens. Got him. Just throw fireballs, bro. That's all you need. Just throw a couple of them, and that's the end of that. I guess the reason why he doesn't really make a comeback is because he fights with weapons. And most of Street Fighter characters don't use weapons. So, you know. I was expecting to hear the try again Kido a lot more. Wait, how do I... Oh, I need to kick. Got him. See, that bonus game is silly, but at least it looks cool. Now we're going to the final... Oh, Thailand, not Thailand, no, the H. There wasn't enough space. Right, so Adon, another, well, these two characters make a comeback in a lot of games, actually. And the first time that I played this game, well, I didn't know about the trick of inputting specials in this game, and this is as far as I could go. I never got to Sagat. So actually, today will be the first time I fight Sagat. Sagat, which is the final boss. Oh yeah, Adon makes a comeback. Makes a comeback first on Alpha 2 and then Street Fighter 4. He's a cool character. Shame that he wasn't used more. Sagat obviously appears in most Street Fighter games, so that one is a given. I think that Sagat is probably one of the only things that they really took from this game. Maybe to fight against this guy I could do the Tatsumaki more. Though at the same time it seems that anti-airing with medium kick work. If I choose to spam this, will it work? No. The answer is no. Alright. Got a lot to learn. I mean, he's right. I should learn not to play shitty games. But hey, I guess I never learn. Hey, I expect to get stuck in this guy for a little bit. But I expect to get stuck on Sagat a lot more. But yeah, that's fine. That's the reason why for games like this you need to mentally prepare. Seems that he jumps over the fireballs very easily. Maybe it might be better to go for Tatsumakis. It's just that I tried to do them, but they didn't work very well. Try again, Kido. I will try again. As many times as it takes, mister. Believe it or not, I am trying to do Tatsumakis, but they refuse to come out. I mean, keep in mind that all fighting games usually have a not very generous input buffer, right? So that means that inputting the special attacks is usually very hard. But in this game it's even worse. It's like, you know, it's particularly bad. But hey, at least it has a reason why it is the way it is. So essentially, one of the first versions of this game in the arcade didn't have a 6-button cabinet. Instead, what it had was some weird, like it was 2 buttons, one for kick and one for punches, and they were huge, and they will select the strength of the move depending on how hard you press them and nothing else, which means that the reason why the special inputs only come out when you release the button is most likely because of that. I mean, that doesn't make the game any less shit. If this game had actually good inputs, it would still be shit, but you know. Just wanted to clarify. Now it's not coming out at all, the Tatsumaki. Whatever, back to fireballs. Alright, see? Just needed to change. I don't thought I was gonna go for Tatsumaki, so now I mix him up. I'm winning the mind games. Just need to win those mind games. Yeah, that shower kick, well, at least that's how it's called in the following games. That shower kick is very hard to deal with. That shower kick is just evil. In this game. In the other games, it is the way it is. It's a pressure tool, but not to the level of this game. And again, keep in mind that in this game, the only playable character is Ryu. Well, and you have Ken, but it's the same as Ryu. So these are only AI control opponents, and that's it. That's the end of that. But yeah. Maybe I should try going for Shoryukens, but they are really hard to input. Like I think that it's hard to describe how hard they are to do. I will try, but and most of the times that I try going for Shoryuken, the Hadoken comes instead. Well, that usually happens often, but I mean that here it's especially bad. Can you even block that attack? Oh, you can actually block it. Just that at some point, yeah, that punch he does, apparently you cannot block it. But yeah, obviously blocking in this game is not an alternative, because these guys are just gonna keep going. I wonder how Sagat is. Sagat should have a projectile. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. Timid. The fireball comes out as he's in the air, and he misses. Well, the fireball misses. The fireball is not a him. I don't think it is, at least. Maybe I could try blocking the first shower kick and then afterwards do a medium kick. Problem is that the normal attacks in this game have a lot of startups, so I don't think it's gonna be enough to intercept anything. But I wanna try, see what happens. Okay, the problem is that if he uses another attack. As you can see, sometimes when there is an interaction between both character hitboxes, they are teleports. The characters just feel like teleporting, you know. Because, you know, they feel like doing it. They watch too much Dragon Ball, they want to do those cool moves too, you know. Well, I mean, Rio is actually with the fireball, well, with the Hadouken, is very clearly based on the Kamehameha. Damn, this guy just let me win this round, alright. Hey, Nuesa Roots, how is it going? Yeah, regards from here too. I'm just here, you know, just spending some time with this game, nothing more, nothing less. Well, I don't know if spending is the right time, more like wasting. But hey, nah, it's okay. It's just to pay respects to the franchise. Well, there are better ways of paying respect to the franchise than playing this shit, though. Yeah, no, he's gonna be fine, don't worry. But yeah, if I want to win this, Adon has to actually jump back, so otherwise we're gonna be in trouble. But yeah, we will see what happens. All I know is that I should try more Tatsumaki, really. He's gonna be constantly on my ass. Just that I was trying to inputting them, and as I say, it's hard to input. The game was so bad that it shocked him. I mean, this game will shock anyone. The game is a shock, that's what it is, yeah, but damn it. But yeah. It happens. You just need to, yeah, as he says, you got a lot to learn. You just need to learn to be patient. Now the problem is, I hope that Sagat's theme is not very loud. Because for what I remember of like watching someone else, I remember that the theme was an ER destruction. It was very bad. At least Adon's theme is cool. You subscribe once and you always receive an email that you are online. That's a big mistake. You should disable notifications as soon as possible. Notifications are not a good thing. Especially because I stream every day. So receiving notifications every single day, no, it's not a good idea. It's never a good idea. So my recommendation is turning them off. Almost. Only emails? Well, yeah, but I'm assuming that whatever device that you have the email on is gonna send you a notification when you receive an email. So it's almost the same as a notification. If you have 10K, why will you do that? Why will you expose yourself to such treatment, Mr. Kyle? So you know, something that is very fucked up on this fight is that the shower kick can actually absorb your fireballs. So if he's doing a shower kick, you're not gonna hit him. Running a personal web project and you're going crazy? Well, sounds about right. If you're running a web project, or well, any project that involves programming. It's not like I read them, choose the title and ignore. I mean, yeah, that's the point of the notification. It's not like the notification itself has any value outside of the title. That's why you subscribe to my channel. Well, that's a mistake. I mean, sometimes I talk about programming, but I don't do that often. But then again, the thing about web development is that if you have a problem, you have to Google. That's the only way of doing it. You just have to Google and see what you can come up with. It's something that it's hard, but the thing about solving errors in a web project or in any project that requires programming is that without having the project right where you are, like if you're not running the project in your computer, it's very hard to find errors by yourself. So even if you ask me something, like if you tell me, hey, I'm having a null pointer exception, well, if it's JavaScript, there are no null pointer exceptions. But the point is that if you have a specific error, even if you tell me that, the cause could be anything. Because unless I can see your project, I won't be able to tell you what it is. Damn it. It has a double kick. I went around the bush, imagine that I ended up searching on Twitch about object animations in After Effects. Well, didn't you say you were making a web a web project? Like, if you're doing a web project, there is no reason to look for animation on After Effects. Animations are usually something that come in frameworks. Unless you are making a web game, which I don't think that's a good idea at all. But Yeah, no, but as I said, if you're looking for animations like, you know, some divs or like some buttons on the screen moving, that's something that frameworks give you. You don't need to animate those yourself. Or you need GIFs, like a loader. Well, as I say, there is a lot of those like that. Unless it's something very custom, like you want to, for example, make a loader about, I don't know, a little person waving a flag or something. Well, yeah, if it's something more specific, yes, you will have to do it yourself. But if it's something generic like a spinning loader, this is something that you can just Google very easily. You don't need to do that yourself. But it all depends on what you're looking for. That's something that not even I will do. Like, if I needed to make an animation... Well, in my company we have a design team that does all of that stuff, so I don't need to worry about it. But if I had to do something by myself, I will just Google stuff. I wouldn't do it by myself, because that's beyond development. That's actually going into the artistic plane, you know. That's not something that is that related to being a programmer. It's just related to, you know, to something more artistic. Obviously, it's necessary if you are doing everything by yourself. Just that I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, I don't know what you want to do either. So since I don't know what you're gonna do, I don't know what to tell you. But for generic animations, you can always Google. Just Google stuff. Something is gonna come up. And if it's not generic, I don't know. If it's a very important project, I will suggest paying someone to make those animations. It's a personal project. These animations are from basketball drills. But I mean, if it's from that sort of stuff, wouldn't it be a better idea to just record a video of you or someone else doing the drills instead of making an animation? If you need to show a person how to do a drill, it seems like it's better to just showcase a video. At least if I understand by drill something like doing push-ups or something. I don't know. Have you played Sega NBA Shem? No, I haven't. I haven't really played... I think the only basketball game that I played was for PS1. And I don't even remember it. It's been so long. Like, I don't even remember the game itself. I just remember that there was some sort of basketball game that I played. It most likely was, or maybe it was a PC game. It might have been a PC basketball game. But aside from that, I don't think I ever played any basketball game. I wish I could remember the name so I could tell you, but I don't. Nice, finally. Get on. Get on! Get on, Adon, get on! Problem is that Sagat is gonna be worse. But hey, that's fine. One thing at a time. Yeah, there are many guys, except there is only one more. And Sagat, he already has the eye patch. Oh, there is the projectile. Do you say that if I use YouTube videos instead of animations and I mention them through a quote, will I have rights of use problems? The idea is that the videos will be recorded by yourself and not taken from other places, unless you ask for their permission. But no, the idea is that you will record yourself doing whatever drills you need to do, and then you put that in the page. Or as I said, you ask someone for permission and they give it to you. But that seems harder. Asking someone for permission to put a video. Okay, I don't think I can do Tatsumaki against this guy. He is very fast. Maybe I will need to use the Shoryuken. The problem is that the Shoryuken is so hard to input. The Fireball is not a problem, but I don't think I want to keep him far from me, because he has his own Fireball and deals a lot of damage. At least you can crouch under it, but that's not useful if I'm gonna do that. Yeah, no problem. Embedding those videos in the web shouldn't be a problem. Like, web development has advanced a lot in the last year, so putting a video inside a web page shouldn't be hard. Especially if you just want to make it as a descriptive thing, you can just put it as a web player. Web is a format that works very well usually. But yeah, that's what I will recommend you, because doing animations, if you don't hire someone to do those animations for you, it's just gonna be very hard unnecessarily. It's like you're putting yourself an obstacle. Nice! No, that's a tie, fuck, and there's nothing you can do there. There's nothing you can do, because when he's dead you can't crouch. Now, the thing is that here, I feel like even if I win this round, I will still lose. Because I think that the game doesn't go over 3 rounds. Well, not like it matters because I lost anyways, but if I won, I think it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, Sagat is a little shit, unfortunately. I'm wondering if spamming normal attack is gonna be a better idea. The problem is the Tiger Knee. Tiger Knee seems to have the priority over everything. Everything you do, Tiger Knee beats it. Doesn't seem like the greatest idea. Yes, Sagat in this game is very OP, but on the bright side, he's the final boss. So I only need to beat him. Only. Also, they were right that this song is really an ear rape. I have to decrease the volume good. I don't want to damage my eardrums if it's possible. And this guy can also block my fireballs like they are nothing. What a dipshit. He can just block them and he takes no damage. But if I block his fireballs, they deal like quite a chunk. Like 1/4 of life or something. Yeah, something tells me that I unfortunately will have to start inputting Shoryukens, but Shoryukens are really hard to input in this game. They are not a joke at all. Shoryukens are an absolute nightmare. But it's, I think, my only option, because Tatsumaki doesn't really work. Like, before I can get into the air to start spinning, he interrupts me. So it's not a good idea. But yeah, I will have to do something like that. As soon as like Ryo is out to say Hurricane, and I already get kicked out of it. Hurricane dead. Just like that. That's fine though. We will find a way. Okay, that's the Shoryuken. It worked, but Damn, he blocked my fireball with the tiger knee. At least he doesn't have the tiger uppercut in this game. It's not like it matters too much that he doesn't have it. I think that for this one I will have to use a legendary technique. A legendary technique that many people have tried to use from generations. It's the technique of spamming. So I think that if I choose spam right down and the punch button, something is gonna come out. Well, that's how that previous Shoryuken happened. If I hadn't spammed like a moron, it wouldn't have come out. On the bad side, if you do that, you get beaten even worse. And you get actually beaten somehow worse. But that's fine. I don't mind getting beaten. For the simple fact that the most important skill in this game is patience. Now what I don't know is, you see the sides of the screen, you have depictions of Ryu and Ken. What I don't know is why on the top left, Ryu has a left gi. A left, what am I saying? A blue gi. Not only that, but I think he also has brown hair instead of red. Which, by the way, Ryu having red hair is something that never happened afterwards. Even Evil Ryu, I don't think, has a red hair. He looked cool with red hair. I mean, maybe a little bit dumb, especially since after this game they kinda wanted to make Ryu look like a regular karate guy. But, you know, I guess they tried to go for something more realistic. I don't know exactly why going for something realistic in a game with fireballs is something important, but hey, that's fine. But then again, you don't really need to imagine a Street Fighter game with anime aesthetics, because that's pretty much what Street Fighter Alpha is. Street Fighter Alpha is a lot about that. Damn. This guy is hard. I think I still haven't taken a single round of this guy. I think I wasn't able to even take one round. That's fine though. Something that at some point I should do, though it's a lot of work, but I would like to put like an overlay that a lot of people have, which is an overlay that shows the inputs that I'm trying to do. Because just by looking at the screen, you look at my little guy throwing punches and you are like, damn, is this guy a moron? Well, I might be a moron, but the reason why I'm just doing punches is because the moves I'm trying to do are not coming out. It will be nice for you to be able to see my inputs. But yeah, it's something else. We're gonna be here for a while. But that's fine too. Now, Shoryuken being hard to input in this game at least has a reason. The reason being that, as you probably saw, I almost killed him in one Shoryuken. It's unfortunately very hard to do. Even in Street Fighter 2, which is a game that actually has proper inputs that work for the most part, Even in that game, inputting shoryukens consistently is not easy at all. It's actually hard. So yeah, in a game like this where inputs are all over the place, you can imagine that doing a shoryuken is quite a challenge. But that's fine. I want to know exactly what I can block. Oh, I guess nothing. No, you can block some things, but for the most part you don't. There is a kick that can be useful, which is that one, but it's so slow that for this fight I think it won't be useful. Unfortunately. It's fine. I'll figure something out. I want to see what happens if I use a Fierce Punch, which is something that I haven't been using. Everything that I used was Medium Punch all this time. But a little bit too slow. If the AI decides to go in, you're not gonna get it. I wonder what happens with a Champing Heavy Punch. It misses, that's what happens. And even if it doesn't miss, he can just do Tiger Knee. Well, that's the interesting thing about Tiger Knee. In this game, it has the function of an anti-projectile, anti-air, and pressure. It does all of that, it's a multi-purpose tool. It's shamelessly a jack of all trades. When in doubt, choose Tiger Knee. I guess that's the reason why in most of the following games, Tiger Knee is usually not a specifically strong move. In fact, I think that most people don't really use Tiger Knees at all. In Street Fighter 2, I think people use it to jump over projectiles. But it's not really that useful. Well, not as useful as his other two specials, of course. Oh, he jumped over my fireball there, damn. Incredible. I also wonder what the difficulty changes. I mean, I'm assuming it makes the AI more aggressive, but... like, what are we talking about? How aggressive? You see, this, the previous fight, Adon, like, Adon in that fight was as aggressive as I remember it to be. You know? Adon in that fight was just as much of an asshole as I remember it to be. And I don't think I was playing the hardest difficulty back then. I don't know if the difficulty really changes anything at all. Well, it probably does, otherwise they wouldn't let you set it. It wouldn't be the first game that it doesn't change anything. And there is a simple reason. In Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the USA version of that game, no matter what difficulty you pick, the difficulty is always at the top. So no matter if you go for easiest difficulty, medium, or anything in between, it will always go to hardest. Which is very messed up, but it's the way it works. I don't even know if it's an error or if the people at Capcom USA were really like, we need quarters. We need quarters no matter what. So, no matter what the arcade owners set the difficulty to, just make it at its hardest. Surprisingly though, the Japanese version of that same game doesn't have that issue. It actually sets the difficulty properly. I don't know exactly what's the issue, but... I think maybe a good idea for inputting Shoryuken here is letting right... No, I don't know if that's the good strategy. Because you know that the time so far that Shoryuken has come out only happened when I was trying to do a Hadouken. It didn't happen at any other point. And that's weird because the Hadouken input doesn't have the right input at the beginning that should be required for Shoryuken, so I'm not sure why it happened. But then again, trying to understand the inputs of this game is probably not the smartest idea. I guess probably the only strategy that you can do here is just spamming fireballs until it works, and that's the end of that. Just spam those fireballs. Guy likes laughing a lot. And sometimes Tiger Knee takes like 90% of your health bar. I think it depends on proximity, just like Shoryuken. If you make a Shoryuken very close to the opponent, like I think you can kill them immediately. But yeah, good luck doing that, no? Would be nice to have like a training mode to practice the Shoryuken, but funnily enough, this game has training modes for most of well, not for most of the games, but for some of the games. This one is not one of them. And again, why would you put a training mode for this game? You know, that's because the idea of the training modes is that you train to play online, and only 4 games in this collection have online, which are Hyper Fighting. I don't remember the full name of that game, but basically Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Alpha 3, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. A lot of people complain about that because putting Alpha 3 over 2 is not a very good move. Alpha 3 is a very unbalanced game. Well, it's not like Alpha 2 is the monument to balanced games, but it's a lot more balanced than 3. And a lot more people play Alpha 2 than 3, so the fact that they put Alpha 3, something that a lot of people criticized when this collection came out, and that's the first round I win. Problem is that you need to win 2. You only needed to win 1. This will be pretty nice. We will be done. But yeah, no, that's not the way it works. But yeah, as you can see, I was right. The strategy is just spamming fireballs until you get lucky. Well, I mean, there's probably... Wow. Can't believe the one time a Shoryuken comes out, it doesn't hit. Pretty cool. Alpha 3 announcer is a Chad. It has the energy, and I personally prefer Street Fighter 4 announcer. Well, the one that came from Super Street Fighter 4 onwards. Because the first one, like the first version, Vanilla Street Fighter 4 had a different announcer. I didn't really like that one that much. Go for broke. Yeah, I also remember Go For It Man. Or was that from Capcom vs SNK? I might be confusing them. No, I think that was actually Alpha 3, right? But it says Go For It Man. It was cool. It was a cool one. He becomes quite vulnerable after throwing a fireball. If I could react, if I could input fast enough, it would be perfect to punish him with my fireball. Problem is that, yeah, getting the inputs on demand, it's very hard. But that will be the right strategy, crouching on a fireball and then countering with a fireball of your own. That's most likely the elegant strategy. Good luck doing that. Well, not to mention that it's hard to tell when he's gonna do a fireball. Like sometimes he does 2 in a row and sometimes he just does 1 and then rushes over you. And sometimes he doesn't do any and just rushes over you regardless of what you do. But yeah, it's quite an issue. But nah, that's fine. It will be alright. It will be fine. Like that. He punished my fireball with a light kick. Nice. That went well. Alright. So you can see that even if you eat a tiger shot, you can still win. You cannot eat 2 though. 2 is the absolute limit. Ah, damn it. He decided to go for another one. That's a shame. At least you can kinda walk back relatively fast. I mean, it would be nicer if it was faster, but... Damn it. Also, I don't think it's a bad idea while you are charging to hold back. Because if he throws any attack that is blockable, you don't need to eat all the damage that you normally eat. And maybe you can do a half circle forward. Because I don't know if a half circle forward will work. Because, I mean, the inputs are already as messed up as you are seeing they are. But... I don't know if it will register. No, it does register a half circle forward as a Hadouken. It's just that, well, it heavily depends on what it lets you do. But yeah, like while you are holding back, you can just block anything that is blockable. Is that you can block a little bit, but then at some point it just doesn't care and starts doing stuff that you don't block. And I'm not sure if that's because there is like a guard meter or something, that if you block too much you stop blocking, or if they are attacks that are just straight up unblockable. I'm not sure what the inner workings of these games are. This game, singular. In other Street Fighter games, the guarding mechanic is very straightforward. Ah, damn it. Ah, damn it. If that normal attack hasn't whiff, I would have won. That's a shame. Because at that point, any normal attack would have won. But for some reason, my two crouching medium punch didn't work. But maybe I shouldn't have done... No, but as you can see, sometimes, like, even if you do standing medium punch, like, you can see that the sprite connects. But I don't know how the hitbots in this game work, but the hitbots don't connect for some unknown reason. But yeah, it's a little bit harder than it looks. Even if you spam normal attacks. Because in a lot of other Street Fighter games, if your opponent is out to go down, you can just go for light attacks, light normal attacks. And that way you... like that little bit of health they have left, you just remove it. But in this case, since it seems that the attack connecting is a random occurrence, there's not much you can do. But yeah, that's a shame, I almost got it. Unfortunately here, your special attack also doesn't deal cheap damage, so it's also not a valid strategy. I also like how the screen moves. Maybe when the screen moves to the right, I should move to the right. Because it feels like that movement that happens automatically kinda messes up my inputs. I don't know why it will do that, but... but it kinda feels a little bit messy. Like... It really feels like it makes you jump or something. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I mean, anything related to the inputs of this game is hard to explain. I win, get on, eat shit, I wish I could say see you never. But unfortunately Sagat comes back in every game, pretty much. I think the only game he wasn't in was... well, no, actually, he was in almost every game. I mean, I guess you can say Alpha 1, he wasn't in that game, but nobody cares about Alpha 1. But I win! You have earned the distinction of King of the Hill. King of the Hill? What? There is always someone in line. Well, they can do a full row. I'll be waiting for them. But yeah, that was the first Street Fighter. The shittiest Street Fighter in Street Fighter's history. Because you know that there are even games like Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Those games might be bad in comparison to the other Street Fighter games, but at least they have some merit to them. But this game, the only merit it has is being the first game in the franchise. Aside from that, it really doesn't have any other merit. I think that that has to be it. If I push start, it's gonna, put country select. Okay, in that case, we are done. That was a Street Fighter 1 on the hardest difficulty, so GG's.